Peace. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earths. What's up? So, this ain't my norm. But at the same time I gotta be obedient. So as things come up, things come up. So I was talking about this thing for a couple days, but you know, I'm old, so I'm a Facebook guy, right? On Facebook, they were talking about this experiment with these rats. And you put these rats in the pool, and these rats swam for about 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, they're about to drown due to exhaustion. So they pulled them out right before they were about to drown. They dried them off, they fed them, they let them rest for a couple minutes, and you put them back in the pool. And they wanted to know how long the rats would go. So you would think, remember, these rats were just about to drown, just about to get exhausted. So you would think that maybe after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe another 15 more minutes, and that they give up. They treaded water for 60 hours. 60 hours. 2.5 days. Why? Because they had a belief that they would be saved. So now it brings us to faith. There's a point in time, as once we get established in our system, in our belief, that faith becomes less and less important. Let me explain what I mean. When it comes to my father, I don't have faith that he's my father. I believe he's my father. When it comes to this floor, I don't have faith that this floor is hard. I believe and I know that this floor is hard. Therefore, I no longer have to have faith in it. When Christ was on the earth, he often said that increase their faith so that they may believe. There was a point in time as to where I had to have faith in God and faith in the word. But as I mature, I no longer have to have faith in the word. I believe it. I know it. Faith is something that is practiced until belief sets in. They asked Christ, why do you perform these miracles? Why do you do these things? And he said, so that they may have faith, so that they believe. Increase their faith so that they believe. As we get mature in our understanding, I no longer have faith that God is going to work it out. I believe that, and I know that, and I do the work so that it happens. Because faith without works is what? Dead. And so when it came to, like, there's several examples. If you go in the Bible, even the lady with the woman with the issue of blood, she touched the hem of the garment. What did Christ say to her? He said, who touched me? And these people are like, what are you talking about? Who touched me? And he looked at her, and what did he say to her? Your faith has made you whole. Because of that faith, he knew that she believed. And because she believed, it was finished. It was done. Do you think that lady went on the rest of her life practicing faith? Her faith got her there. She believed, and she knows. When we are truly seasoned believers, it's a belief system. I believe. I know. Faith is something that is needed when we're new to a system. And so people weren't able to understand it. People weren't able to understand it. They needed to understand it and they couldn't get it. So they said, just have faith the size of a mustard seed. Meaning, I know you don't believe yet. I know you don't. But if you just have faith in it, then through faith comes your belief. Through faith will you believe. But it has to start somewhere, right? So now you get to the point to where, say, you've been in this system, right? Or you've been in understanding, supposedly. But you can't be 30 years in belief or 40 years in the church and still talking about faith. When is your faith going to turn into a belief and you believe? There's very few things when it comes to God that I have to have faith in. I believe it. I believe it like the day is long. So much so that I know that it is so. That if I believe it, I can make it happen. One thing you will realize is that everybody always tells the truth. When you say you can't, you're right. And when you say you can, you're right. That faith is your belief. So it got so much so to the point as to where when Christ was, even with his own disciples, and let's understand what a disciple is. You know, where's that word come from? It comes from a disciple means that you follow a discipline, meaning that there is a system that you follow. So much so that you say that I am a disciple of that system. This is my discipline. This is what I believe. And I'm a disciple. Yes, I am a believer. How did you become a believer? Through faith. I didn't understand it at first. But because my faith was met, it increased my belief. Father, increase their faith so they may believe. Why are you turning water into wine? So that you may believe. Why has God done all these things in your life? So you may believe. But yet, some of you have no faith. Okay. But it has to start somewhere. You know, and without getting too deep into things, but faith is a step. Faith is a step. I want to ask you this. By the time Christ had started teaching and doing all these things, do you think Christ's faith, do you think Christ had to have faith in God? He believed. He already knew. Faith was for the unbeliever, or faith was for those who don't know yet. You know? But we get to a certain point to where I no longer need faith. I believe, and I know. You know, whether you're going through certain health scares or whatever the case may be, some people have faith that they will overcome it. Some people don't have to have faith. They already believe it and know it. And it's already done. And then the doctor said, well, what happened? Well, I can't explain it. You're faithless. I believe. Christ called them his own disciples. He said, man, you're faithless and you're perverse. Here I am. I do these things in front of you. I show these things to you, and you still don't believe. Yet, someone who's not even around me all day, not even around me all the time, they have faith. And because they have faith, they are whole. Why? Because they believe that it was going to happen. They believe that it'll be done. Your faith has made you whole. They believe. But you see me every day. Yet you don't believe. Even more so, you don't even have faith. So you faithless and perverse generation. How long will I go? How long gotta be around these niggas, man? How long do I gotta be around y'all, yo? When you gonna get it, man? When you gonna get it? Because I ain't gonna be here to keep doing this forever. You know, yeah, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna leave the Spirit. But if you don't believe in that, if you don't have faith in that, brother, you're on your own. There's nothing else I can do. Practice your faith until you believe. But don't call yourself a believer if you don't. Faith is a tool. Keep in mind, when you're looking at Paul, you're looking at Christ, you're looking at people, and when they were teaching a concept that was new. You know, the whole concept of being born again. They were asking, how can I go back into my mother's womb? What are you talking about being born again? What does that mean? And what did they say? Have faith. At first you have faith. Then you will believe. Because what's bound on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever's loosed on earth will be loosed in heaven. It's already happened. It's already happened. But you got to have faith. And eventually, faith is rewarded with belief. You can't be in the church 30, 40 years talking about you got faith. Still, you're faithless. You don't even believe. He's done it. She's done it. Do you still not believe? Faithless, perverse generation. How long will I suffer these folks? Grow past your faith. Believe. Faith without works is dead. Move it out the ball. Believe it. Welcome to the good side. We on Yashar'al. Peace.